Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network, and welcome here to my review for This Is Us. This is this episode, the Thanksgiving episode. There won't be an episode next week. I don't know when the next episode is. I didn't really. I had stuff to do after watching the episode, so I don't really see a. I saw the promo for the next one. I just didn't see when it said it will be airing. That's what I meant. So, Monty's Corner, anybody watching this, let me know. I try to look up myself, but because I wasn't paying too much attention near the end, or if not right after the end. So it's on me. I'm sure it was said 1,000 times, but either way, maybe I have it in my notes and I forget. But and again, sorry that this is late from the week, but who done a game and other things going on with work and otherwise busy, 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 as I'm sure it is for anybody else. So I'm not the only one. I'm just saying. I don't want to make these a Sunday thing, but it is what it is. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about this episode here, starting now. Well. This is closing out 2019 with one final reminder that it is a show that just loves to trick us. And of course, I'm not entirely sure what the point of that little switcheroo was, except to make the audience collectively go, okay, interesting, wait a second. Or the oh snap, or interesting sort of thing, sort of response, non-verbal or verbally. But now, the fact doesn't make the content of the twist any less heartbreaking. It just makes the whole thing feel a little manipulative to me. But it's Thanksgiving with the Pearsons being emotionally manipulated and feeling extremely depressed and basically, and our basic holiday traditions at this point for them. So there we go. And hey, let's not forget about pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is the best part of Thanksgiving meal. Come on now. Turkey's good, fine. It's the bomb. You got cranberry, which for me I like the canned ones. Come out so beautifully. But then the MVPs are the mashed potatoes with gravy and pumpkin pie for the dessert. It's only good there's vegetables there. I have, different vegetables for years. The point is, let's not need to talk about Thanksgiving here, which I hope everybody does have a great and happy Thanksgiving. Next week I'll probably just be doing two videos, which is the NFL and WWE podcasts on Wednesday and on Saturday. So that doesn't interfere with my Thanksgiving plans, but I'll be busy on Thursday for sure. Helping my mom, helping family, being with family in regards to helping family, like making food, and being with family that are here, enjoying time together. Especially, as always, my nephew, Caden. Sorry, I'm just checking something out. All right, sorry about that. Anyways, things are as I get back here to my notes. Things are a little tense on Thanksgiving. Commence craziness in here in 2019 Philadelphia. After that awful fight Randall and Rebecca had the prior evening, Rebecca is fairly good at the silent treatment. When she sees her son hovering over her, turning off burners at the oven she put on, she decides she needs some space and heads out to see a movie. But the next time we see Rebecca, she's at a park, looking very confused. So confused, in fact, that she thinks she spots young William walking by. Obviously, this is not a great sign. Even worse, she walks into a grocery store to hit up the bakery, gets distracted by flowers, and completely forgets why she's even there. And what makes it even much more worse than that, when she goes to pay for those flowers, she empties out her entire purse and winds up leaving her phone behind. So something is seriously wrong with Rebecca, and it's much worse than we've previously seen. Remember, I said that. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Randall's not thrilled with the idea of his mother transferring around Philadelphia, but this Thanksgiving, they had another issue to deal with. The box with the pilgrim Rick hat that was apparently left behind in the move. And now Randall and Annie are going to drive to the old house in New Jersey and pick them up. Honestly, could you imagine getting a phone call on Thanksgiving Day from the previous owner of your home who was asking you to climb up to the attic and look for a box with a pilgrim hat in it? The audacity, right? Randall and Annie are joined by someone surprising on their excursion to the dirty Jersey. Uncle Nicky. Yes, Uncle Nicky and Kevin have arrived from Bradford, and Nicky looks great. But once he starts looking around at old photos Randall has out of Jack and his family, this thing he was not a part of, Nicky needs to get out of there right away as soon as possible. But, you have a real cool party when everyone is fleeing, right? And although Randall rescues the Thanksgiving box, where am I? And although Randall rescues the Thanksgiving box in a case of CDs his mother once gifted him, the mini road trip only makes things worse for Nicky. Being reminded that Jack completely erased him from his family's life is overwhelming. It certainly doesn't help that he cannot stop thinking about his last Thanksgiving with his brother, a week before Nicky was drafted into the Vietnam War. Thanksgiving was always a terrible time for the Pearson brothers, so finally that year, with their father screaming inside the house, Jack decides the two of them are going to bail on Thanksgiving. They head to the bar, where Nicky ends up winning boatloads of money betting against the Cowboys, his dad's favorite team, and then the boys head to a restaurant where they proceed to eat 5 pounds of shrimp. So, there you go. But back here in 2019, Randall has Nicky put out a CD from the case, and he goes with a Leonard Cohen album. When Randall puts on the song So Long, he starts telling Nicky about how much Jack loved this song and how he'd always explain the meaning behind it. Randall heard about it so much he can repeat the speech verbatim. Nicky is visually moved by this. Because back in 1969, they went to the moon in 1969, right? And the reason I remember that and thinking of it, because watching Even Stevens in that musical episode, which is awesome, by the way. If you haven't seen it ever, go to Disney Plus or just check it out on YouTube. Search it here on YouTube. Anyways, back in 1969, post Shrimp Binge, the brothers are listening to music in the back of Jack's truck, and the same Leonard Cohen song comes on. But Jack doesn't like it at all. Nicky goes on to explain what the song's about. It's the same speech Randall knows by heart. In the car with Randall, Nicky is trying to hold back tears because this means that Jack didn't completely erase him from his life and his children's lives. Jack always kept a part of Nicky with him. Anyways, you can bet your butt that by the time we get to Nikki telling the Pearsons about his best Thanksgiving ever and offering them 5 pounds of shrimp as a new Jack Pearson-inspired tradition to add to the day, one of the brothers had promised to continue but never got a chance to. Yeah, which, yeah. I mean, it's so lovely. And Nick's entire arc on this show has been much of a highlight to me. I talked about how I look forward to that here in the second half of the season. I mean, he touches Kevin's face and tells him to go live his life. And from a sad and grateful man, if I were at that house, I'd be pulling into 5 pounds of shrimp by now myself. That was beautiful. Priceless, in fact. There is some actual joy to be had at the Pearsons' Thanksgiving, but not too much. Let's not kid ourselves. Randall might be chatting with Kevin about Kevin's dreams to get married and have kids by 40, which Randall reminds him is just 9 months away. But mostly Randall can't shake the thought that something is wrong with Rebecca. He promised he wouldn't bring up their argument with anyone else, so he can't even bring his siblings in on this. After the grocery store, we find Rebecca eating lunch at a Chinese restaurant. When she realizes she doesn't have her phone, she freaks out. She needs to call her son. She doesn't have his number. She's very distraught, and I don't like seeing her that way. Eventually, the police pick her up. She explains that she is in town visiting family for a special occasion, and they take her home. Only it's not to Randall's house in Philly, it's to the family cabin, and it's Kevin who answers the doors. So happy she's safe. You guys all love the Rebecca stuff once she was in her trench coat was 9 months into the future. It's August 2020 and the big three are turning 40. Kevin, Kate, and Miguel are there, getting Rebecca situated. This is the first time. Oh, and Kevin's fiancée is in the back room dealing with some morning sickness. So, When Rebecca asks where Randall is, Kevin quite frustratingly, I might add, tell her that he's not coming. She and Randall aren't speaking to each other. Because I guess we just can't have nice things. So the next 9 months should be very interesting, especially because in 2019, Rebecca returns with a pie, and after Randall apologizes for the way he's been treating her, she informs him that she only made it halfway through the trailer for Cats before she figured out what movie she was going to see. Something is really wrong with Rebecca, and she needs Randall's help. And thus continues the cycle of us thinking the show could not get sadder, and this is us showing us all up. The back half of season 4 is sure to be emotionally devastating, but also interesting in new and crazy ways. So I guess I'll see you in 2020 for more of the awesomeness of This Is Us. So there we go. A highly octane, highly entertaining, interesting episode of the show that I do love and enjoy so much. And I wouldn't have any other way in that regard. But either way, certainly enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Sorry about the camera angle there. But I hope you all have a great rest of your week. For all specifically This Is Us fans, I won't see you until 2020. But if you are a fan of the channel, I'll see you here shortly with the next video and then next week's 2 videos and on from there. As always, you can find my wrestling show at the Ramble_WWE. Well, I'll be doing that tonight after the pay-per-view. The game I used to play for Whodunit and Whodunit Spooked. My NFL podcast at Talking_Packers. My personal handle at Army_Strong_06. You can find me on the gram and Instagram at StephenK_06. Like any or all my posts there because, hey, why not? But you don't have to. Snapchat at StephenK_06. And the current game I'm playing that will have a riddle tonight, also craziness tonight. I'll be doing a lot of things at Double Team Hit, W Teamed there. So, but yeah, like I said, hope you all have a great weekend, great day, great Sunday. Go Packers and such like that for me. But above all else, as always, take care.